More drama today for George Zimmerman, making another headline in the weeks after his acquittal for the shooting death of Trayvon Martin. Zimmerman is being detained by police after a domestic dispute with his wife and his father-in-law. ABC's Aaron Katersky, who has covered the Zimmerman trial, is watching these developments and joins us now with more. So, Aaron, what can you tell us? What do we know about his detention?
Oh, only that he's being detained by police in Lake Mary, Florida, at a residence of a relative, and it's where police are investigating some kind of potential domestic battery involving his estranged wife, Shelley Zimmerman, who has told ABC News that she filed for divorce. You remember her interview that she did with us, in which she said that she didn't know him anymore. Now, according to her attorney, Shelley Zimmerman says that George Zimmerman made some kind of a threat against her and her father, and it may have involved a gun. Police in Lake Mary tell us, Dan, that a gun was found at the scene in Lake Mary where George Zimmerman is being detained. They're now trying to determine if it was actually used in any way.
And do we know about the actual living situation? Are they still living in the same home together?
I don't know their domestic arrangements. They had been living during his trial when he was acquitted of murdering Trayvon Martin in a rather extensive home, a rather nice home near the Seminole County Jail, and that's where they spent their residence. In fact, the Orlando Sentinel had reported it was a $240,000 house that was owned by a friend of the couple. That's where they lived through trial. But Shelley Zimmerman has filed for divorce and no longer wants to be part of his life. I'm not sure that they're still living together.
And we're just now looking at some live pictures, some aerial shots of Lake Mary, Florida, where we have been seeing that George Zimmerman has been detained by police and they are investigating. And of course, we are trying to gather more information on this about the potential for any weapons that may have been found there. Aaron, I wanted to ask you a little bit about what Zimmerman has happened to him in the weeks following his acquittal back in July.
Well, he's had some hard times staying away from law enforcement, that's for sure. There was that initial story that he had helped out at the scene of a car wreck and pulled a man and his family from a burning car. But then there were a couple of speeding stops, and one that resulted in a ticket in Lake Mary, Florida, which is right next to Sanford, where the killing of Trayvon Martin took place. And in his most recent stop, that's when he was ticketed $256 for going 60 in a 45-mile-per-hour zone. Before that, he had been stopped in Florida. He'd also been stopped in Texas. And now comes his detention on suspicion of domestic battery involving his estranged wife, Shelley Zimmerman. But again, he has not been arrested, only detained at the scene as police try to sort out exactly what, if anything, actually happened.
Right, and of course...
Now, you would think, after all the drama George Zimmerman has done, all the agony and pain he caused the black community, all the frustration and the consistent hate he brought within America, you would think he'd go sit his I want to gain weight when it's convenient Pillsbury Doughboy ass down somewhere. And now he's back in the news again. And I didn't even know about this until, like I said, I'm communicating with Rachel Gentile at this moment. And I'm trying to get an interview going on. But I didn't even know about this until she wrote something on Facebook. And he's back in the news again. George Zimmerman, he won't learn. He's like the whatever he is, he's like another OJ. Just won't go sit down. Now, if I murder somebody and I had half the country ready to put a bullet in my head, I would go sit down somewhere. I would stay out of the news. I would stay out of the media. But now it seems like he's threatened his ex-wife's, not husband, father. He back at it. And this time they're going to lock his ass up because now he's threatening a white woman. So you can kill a brother, that's cool, just another nigga dead. But when you do something to a white woman, they're going to come after you. But, George Zimmerman, I don't know what to say about this guy. I hope all the hate and agony in the world towards him, I hope nothing good happens to this guy. But that's all I have to say.